Well, today at Focus Gaming News, we offer a warm welcome to Alessandro Fried, Executive Chairman at BtoBet's. Alessandro, how are you?
I'm very well. A pleasure to be here with you and all the people that would be in this will see this interview.
And I believe you're in Malta. How are things there at the moment?
Yes, actually, I'm in Malta. I have to say that I'm quite lucky because this country have been not so much hit by the coronavirus. Actually, we have only 5 cases, so I think it's active case. It's a very good result, I believe. So, but I know that it's not the same everywhere. Some countries in this moment are still strongly under the pressure of the COVID, still with lockdown situation. So I wish the best and that the situation will be better for everybody.
Yeah, we all do. Well, if we could start just by telling us a little bit about B2B and BtoBet's developments into different markets. I know you're continuing to expand in Latin America and in African markets. How are you going about tailoring solutions to those particular markets? What local considerations do operators face there?
So let's say that in the last years, we have been extremely active in all the emerging markets. So this means Africa and LatAm. But in the last month and as well during these years, we increased our presence in Europe, and we are soon ready to launch as well in the US. So let's say that BtoBet had a very good year, last and this one in terms of expansion. So we are covering a different continent. But emerging markets are very interesting for different reasons. One of the reasons is obviously the size of the opportunities. All these markets are growing in terms of economies, some of them in terms of regulation, and this means a greater opportunity for operators. In Africa, we are really and widely present in more than 25 or 27 countries nowadays for operators. So we acquire a massive knowledge in this country for all the requirements that not only the operators, but that the market needs in order to succeed in this region. And I have to say LatAm it's an emergent but a strongly different market than Africa. It's still in phase of regulation. We have countries like Colombia that already achieved this, but others are, all of them, looking forward in order to achieve a strong regulated framework. So it's a situation on which you have to look about the reality of these countries, about the potential issues. We have to see about, when we talk about operators, it's a big difference between an operator that is looking to enter in these countries from an operator that is already present in that country. So operators that are present in that countries are operating normally in a non-regulated environment, except some cases, but still a lot of countries still don't have in place regulation. So it's an environment on which, for obvious reason, it's mainly operate through retail operation. So it's dominated by retailers in a situation where everybody is moving to digitalization, because the penetration of smartphones, smart devices is becoming wider and wider. I think most of the country achieve between 80 to 95% of smartphone penetration, so it's massive. So we are talking about a region that is theoretically very well prepared for online sportbook and gaming, but the reality is not there. And one of the main reasons is connected to the payment. When you are not in an environment that it's regulated, you cannot access, in many cases, to a strong financial infrastructure. So, and when we talk about online, we talk about gaming, and we talk about delivering services of online gaming to customers that do not have trust or access to payment system. then this become a challenge. And for this, we have still a region like LatAm, but it's operating in a way that can be retail or a mixed way between retail and online. So this is the situation. Mm. Now this is changing. I've been going around the country for some years from the continent, and I saw the intention from local operators to look about a different approach of the business, and COVID-19 obviously pushed them. If before there was waiting or not in a rush, they understood that under certain condition, like the one that is affecting quite badly the whole LatAm, online become a channel that it's difficult just to avoid like this. And on the other side, obviously, the regulation of Colombia attracted more and more tier 1 and tier 2 European operators to this continent. They are looking forward. They are looking forward to the regulation in Brazil. They are looking forward to the regulation of Peru. So they are all preparing themselves in order to approach this market. Already today, a lot of large operators are looking seriously into Colombia, for example. So it's a situation where LatAm in general is prepared to move from historical and actual situation to a new approach about the business. Mm. And in that direction, we are talking about technology. And it's not something that we can avoid, because all the business of an operator are based on technology. And we are talking about, at the end, advanced online entertainment services is what we are talking about. So, and when we talk about technology, we talk about the ability for the operators to embrace what we call many years we're talking about omni-channel, but now it's becoming something really important for LatAm. We tend to talk about player centricity, so to look about your customers, not about your channel, but about your customers. And you can adapt to the channel based on the different market condition, marketing opportunities, and as well service opportunities. So you target the channel for the right type of service. So going and shifting through this model, it's something that it's a little bit more obvious for some operators, less from others, but all this pass through the technologies. There is no way that someone can build a business approach of this type without having the ability to be supported by the tools on which they need to operate with. Mm-hmm. So, and for this, we saw a great success in terms of requests from operators, in terms of as well customer acquisition. We call them more partner than customers, because at the end we consider ourselves their technical partner, not just a supplier of technologies. So in that situation, we saw a massive increase of demand about and question and request of solution in order to change the way to approach the market. Mm-hmm. So,
do you see sort of regulation keeping pace now throughout the constant regulation? Obviously, Colombia sort of led the way in this sense, but you see other countries have the interest, and they're going to keep pace with the kind of reality of the changes in how people access gaming.
It's an essential step, because and we saw as well the positive result. I will take the example of Colombia because it's I think it's a successful story what happened in Colombia, because pre-regulation it was a pure retail environment. So it was what we're talking about. And on the other, in that sense, the product offer to the customers was quite poor. In addition, there was no support of other industries in order to push this kind of this product and the operators. and there was a very poor protection of the player. So we know that regulation, it's an area that it's not only a request by regulators, but want to have the possibility to tax this kind of activity, but as well through operators that have the possibility to access to the media opportunities, so proper media, financial institution, collaboration with other industry in order to improve the product, access to the customers, and for the customer as well, the protection and a better competition give obviously better product. So in LatAm, this is a process. We know that Brazil is already in process. So we expect in 1.5 year and a half, more or less, that finally a regulation will be in place, and it will represent a massive market, probably one of the top 3-4 markets in the world. It will become probably for the size and the interest on this kind of product in the population. And we see this in Peru as well. There is a strong interest from the government to regulate this industry. So step by step, it will be a process that will move on. What are examples of collaboration between different industries? We will soon launch, probably next week, the news related to one collaboration we launched with a company that is not in this industry. We are talking about Rappi. We're talking about the leader in service delivery in LatAm. We have an active base that it's massive, with more than 9 million active users in Colombia. If I'm not wrong, 5 million in Mexico, 3 in Peru. So they have a large presence everywhere. So what we did, and this is thanks when I talk about flexibility and technologies, they had the possibility, Rappi, to develop inside their app directly the whole functionality in order that their customers, without going out from their app, can directly bet, play, pay. So do all the activity that normally they can do in an operator's application or website. They will not operate. They will collaborate with operators that will access to these services offered by Rappi and will immediately access to a large portion of potential final user. So we did, together with Rappi, a massive development in order to offer this, and multiple operators will have access to this opportunity for this integration and development. So this is an example how step by step digitalization can happen, because you solve the problem of the payment, you solve the problem to access to a large user base, and for the operator this represents a good step. But the same happen with Rappi can happen as well through other type of industry. We can see, for example, in Colombia, there is a large presence, and not only in Colombia, in Mexico as well, in other countries, what they call the aggregators. So companies that have point of sales on which the customers can top up their mobile phone, utilities, Netflix, TV, and so on. And when you have the possibility to work on a player-centric logic, you can as well integrate this system in order that you operate online, having the possibility to use other company for the management of the payment. It becomes as well another opportunity. So the question is a local approach. A local approach, these are typical examples on which each country has opportunity and need the flexibility for the operators in order to take these specific opportunities. And we did this country by country. So when I talk about partnership, we talk about a way on which you approach the operators in order to understand the opportunity offered by the market and the challenge offered by the market. So this is the local approach, if we can say.
Yeah, it's a great example of a very innovative approach to, and particularly as you say, in LatAm, solves the problem of payment issues in in countries where maybe there's a high level of underbanked population. Is that a kind of collaboration and integration that you would see working in more established markets as well?
In mature market like Europe, obviously it's a little bit different. The credit card and other payment methods are widely used. So the operators request less. They have been very active in terms of promotion, and the market gives them the possibility to promote and to have access to larger media platform. So for the mature operator, it's different. And for this, when they will enter LatAm, they need to understand that they cannot enter a country like this one with the same approach they had in Europe. I make you an example. For Africa, for example. In Africa, payment could be a challenge, but they have some amazing payment. They have mobile payment. They call them mobile payment. So directly from your phone, you can pay for every kind of services. And it's not something connected to the sport betting industry. It's something on which customers can go directly in a bar. You get the mobile of the bar or the barcode. They read it and they make immediately the payment mobile to mobile. So in these countries like Kenya, Tanzania, Uganda, customers have already the possibility from the payment point of view to be digitalized. Then you have some other challenges that are connected to the quality of the device, the performance of the connectivity, and so on. But in that way, the penetration of the mobile services and mobile gaming was massive. And the growth is incredible. So each country have the challenge. LATAM, if I have to put on the top challenge, it's obviously payment. This is one of the main issue to digitalize a retail operation. And I imagine that when a company that comes from Europe and want to enter in LATAM, they are not looking immediately about retail, because you need most of the case a local partner in order to handle a retail. It's quite complex. They will look about how to deliver their services through online, and this will be the number one challenge that they will have to face. As I said, there is solution. There is solution, and you need to access to this solution and to have all the technology, all the partners, no matter if it's BtoBet or someone else, that give you access to these solutions. This is one of the biggest. Then there is other aspects, but they are less important, in my opinion, in terms of LATAM challenge.
Excellent. Well, is there anything else you'd like to add, Alessandro? Anything else about what we can expect from BtoBet's moving forward over the next year?
As BtoBet will continue to increase our presence, first of all, in the emerging market. On this, in Africa, we are the leader suppliers for the whole African market in this moment. In LATAM, we are expanding quite well. Obviously, the regulation will help us a lot, because let's say that operators are less demanding of technologies and quality of the technology that they can have access in non-regulated environment, because they are solving the issue that we discuss, being present on the ground. But more the country will regulate it, more the competition, the competitors in general will be aggressive and will be on demand of advanced technologies. And it's where we want to be present, to support operators that have more vision, look forward, and need this level of partnership. On the other hand, we will continue our expansion in Europe. Obviously, the European market, it's a slow market, being very mature, and BtoBet not looking for the top operators in different European countries. The time to market, the decision are obviously slower. And operators, it's operating already, and the decision, it's not, don't have the same level of urgency than in emerging market. We'll continue as well to look forward US. It's a step-by-step approach as well in that market. So this is how we plan to expand and to be present during the next year.
Excellent, brilliant. Well, thank you, Alessandro, for your time, for joining us from Malta today. And we look forward to seeing you again in the future.
Surely, and I hope that soon it will be again possible to travel safely in LatAm, because it's a country on which I care personally. Continent, if I may say, but there is many countries on which I would want to visit my partner locally and to be present as well. In this situation, all the different exhibitions have been shut down, so this moment on which it was a good opportunity to meet a friend and partner is not anymore available. I know that Zoom or media application like this increase in terms of contact, but a face-to-face meeting is not, it's always not the same than a virtual one.
Yeah, we hope we can see you here soon.
Yes, it would be a pleasure.
Thanks, Alessandro. Thank you. Bye.
Okay, have a good day. Bye-bye.